Okay, I'm back and we're gonna head off to a creative world. Okay, tree farm. Think we have room here for it? You always make room, more room if we need to. Actually what I'm gonna do is what I've been doing is, which is making frames around the builds that I don't want to invade. So it'll be here. Seems silly, I'm sure, for a lot of you, but I don't want to get too close to stuff. So, and it actually kind of helps me find things. Alright, that's cordoned off. I think we could do it here. Let's play with some force relays. Might need you, might need you. I don't need much of that. We'll start fresh pretty much. Alright. Force relays and resistance. Oh, we probably need pulse mana spreaders is what we probably need. And then we're gonna do birch because they have a standard height, growth, height, blah blah blah. Okay. And we probably need the prisms, which I've never played with. Let's find out if we can even craft these right now. Spectral platform, we can. Okay. We can get prismarine via nether quartz. So we can make these. Okay. Good. Now, let's think about this. We did there's one tree. Each one of these pulse mana spreaders could do a tree is what I'm thinking is the case, and it needs a resistance. The image that I saw, which let me bring that up for myself. The image that I saw had what they named it a persistence lens, which doesn't exist. So I'm assuming they meant resistance. Maybe. Aviator, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Does Floramancer have a quest book or guide? It has it uses advancements tab. So it has an advancements. So yeah, your goal is to get certain amounts of mana pools for each of the generating flowers. They're listed, all listed here, and it tells you how many mana pools you need to reach the advancement. And you do get trophies when this reaches 50, you'll get a hydrangea trophy. The goal is to automate all of the flowers and create a galactic potato. That is your goal for the pack. Yeah, because the galactic potato grants you creative knowledge for the everlasting mana pool and the creative tablet. These are some extra things you can do. This one I cannot do, which is why it's already highlighted. There you go. Alright, so I think it's like that. Sounds fun? Well, it's challenging since all of the flowers die. Well, okay. All of the generating flowers die. I need to stop saying that. And I think this just needs to be boar. I don't think it needs to be boar warp. Maybe it should be boar warp. We'll try boar first. And I think it needs to do that. And then we're gonna use, we're using just a different grass type here. Now, if we bind to that and put a sapling here, I can't remember. I think it bends the mana. Mana lenses. Velocity, potency, resistance. Increases the amount of time the mana burst can go without starting to lose it. Yeah, that's fine. That's probably what we wanted. Where's the warp? Influence. That one I don't recognize. That's kind of cool. I don't know this one. The influence lens allows the mana burst to have influence over any nearby dropped items, experience orbs, and even falling blocks, having them move in the exact same vector of motion as the burst itself. That would help us push all of our experience orbs into the range of the Rosa Arcana. Where is warp? Yeah. No luck. It's not going to tell me. Let's go to dang it. What did I do? Give me just a second. Did I have no idea what I did. I'm looking at my warp lens. Yeah, my internet. I don't know what I did with that tab. It went somewhere. Warp. A warp lens. When a mana burst fires collides with a force relay, the burst will be teleported to the relay's bound location. So we need warp in order for the burst to go to the bound location. After it is teleported, it cannot transfer mana to pools or spreaders. Gotcha. So we do need to make a composite warp boar or boar warp. Boar warp. Okay. So this actually needs to be a composite. So let's get a slime ball and a warp lens. And we need a crafting table. I knew we needed it. Anyway. Warp on the bottom, bore on top, because it needs to look... Yep. It needs to look green. I knew that. Okay, so this force relay is bound to the infused dirt block. So I'm going to guess. We're going to try bone meal. All right, and then if we fire this with a lever, it broke 'em. Okay. So that's cool. Let's see here. The tree farm that I'm looking at, the image, I know parts of that can't be done simply because of what we just read, that mana can't be transport. Once it's been warped, it can't be transferred to mana pools or mana spreaders. So, because I was thinking, here's the thought, because the part of the image I'm seeing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Part of what I'm seeing is that it's bouncing, and I don't know if we bound this one to that. If a tree didn't grow here, but did grow here, if it would use the warped mana to this one. Does that make sense to you guys? It didn't go there. It is. Did it break them all? It did. Okay. And it teleports the planks, the blocks over near where the force relay is. The reason I was, yeah. So it could keep, instead of wasting the mana by just stopping here, because it would waste it since there was no tree here. Mana would just be lost. We bounced it to the next one, and I'm wondering how many times we can bounce it before it just doesn't have any more, if it's out of mana, or if we could bounce it around in a circle. And if that's the, oh boy. Because the image that I'm looking at, there's a whole circle. And I just don't know if it's fully possible. I suppose we give it a go. It has a lot of mana pools, and I'm trying to figure out why it has the mana pool on top of this. Oh, it's using, in the image it's using an upgraded regular spreader. Let me see what the comments say. Underground. There's a vanilla hopper clock, which is responsible for firing the spreaders and allowing the hopper hawks to pick up saplings and logs. Okay. But if they're using Gaia spreaders, those don't have a redstone application. So how are they... Is that why there's a mana pool on the top of these? Does that trick it into... the mana... trick it into firing? Yeah, no. I'm gonna guess that mechanic doesn't work anymore, because it would... It's got mana here, and it would... I would think... It says it's attached to this mana pool. So no. It does appear it needs to be a pulse one. Okay, so let's switch you back to a pulse one. That's not a problem. And of course we keep getting resistance lenses. Okay, so I'm thinking here. We definitely need mana to come into this farm, which we could use furnaces and cook up this stuff to make charcoal and have endoflames fueling this farm to get started. And then ultimately we would just get mana sent here from our mana battery, so we wouldn't have to have independent setups. I like this better than the laser wall. Because it's not constantly shooting mana. We would probably still need to have a decent number of these. Because if we do a larger farm and we have a bunch of... Hey, Quist! Hello, hello. The laser wall was fun. Yes, it was. But I'm thinking about trying something different, and if I can get this to be larger. I am testing force relays. I've never played with force relays before, so I'm testing force relays. Yeah. So if we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many of these can we bounce it to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to do something that it says it can't do anyway. So if we bound that one to that one. We now bound this one to this one. And stupidly, we're going to bound that to the mana pool. We'll see. Okay, currently no trees, so it should just bounce. Okay, let's get rid of you, because clearly you're causing the problem. There, and it's slow because of the resistance lens. Yeah, it doesn't go back. Like it said, the rules specifically say it can't go back. It can't go back to spreaders or pools. And we know that a bore lens can only break 6 blocks before it's out of mana. We know that already. So, fun thing is, if this one and this one aren't grown, but that one is, it should bounce through these and break that one. Just imagine how pretty this will be once it's running on like a clock. Just trying to figure out design. If I want to make it round, you know me and round. I like things in circles. Let's see here. Thinking. So we do a small circle of force relays with pools, and then another small circle, or a larger circle, for where the saplings are going to be. Sorry, I was just thinking. Okay. Let's fill you back in. Let's start with the force relay circle, and we'll put it here. We're gonna do you. We did that for the force relays. So each one of these would need a mana pool. Does the picture have those? They're not visible. Huh. See, yeah, they're not visible in the reference image I'm using. Just trying to think now how to reduce the amount of mana pools, because I don't want 8 mana pools. Thank you for that. Well, this is still just kind of test anyway, so I suppose. Oh, we need guilty pools. Oh, see, but then I also need the redstone. Now I can kind of see where we're going with what they said was underground. It was probably these redstone spreaders were underground, connected to other spreaders on top. See, the one in the image, well, we can just use the regular ones. Might have been, let's pretend that part's underground. It might have been that. If you get a redstone signal, do you shoot through? No. And so is that why there was a mana pool on top of here? Now do you do it? No. So that... Nope. Okay. Anyway. Need to deal with the mana pool thing, but we're gonna break you down. Do I need to put these with a space, or can I put them right on top, you think? I might be able to put them right on top. And so if you don't know, prisms allow you to manipulate mana bursts mid-burst. So while it's in the air, you can manipulate it. And in here, we're adding additional effects to it. So it starts with resistance, so it goes nice and slow. And it takes longer before it loses its mana power. And then the Boar Warp is to help it. The warp helps it goes so that it bounces from force relay to other blocks, and then the boar is what'll break the trees. Odd question, and I can't remember if this is the case. Is this one? Make sure this one's empty, right? If we put the mana pool under it, does it? It does. So that might be where the mana pools are in the setup that I'm looking at. Well, that looks nicer. So we'll do this, and because we'll have to go underneath anyway to set up the clock. So we've got that all hooked up for at the moment. Fill it all in. Okay, so then I need resistance lenses on all of the mana spreaders. And then the composite Boar Warps in the prisms. All right. And then the infused grass in a circle outside this range. And 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing I can do it. If I do 4 here, all right. Start with these. And then every other one. All right. So, we'd have our Anancarpus, of course, placing saplings. But then we need to do force relays that are 8 above. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Uh-huh. Okay. This is going to be not very much fun when I go to do this in world, aren't I? But I think it's one of those just set it and forget it sort of things. All right. Where are you in comparison? Are you even in the right spot? Why does that look so wrong? Because it is. It is wrong. This is what's wrong. Yep. All right. We're getting there. Yes. Okay, so then the fun part of connecting all of these. I think we'll start with this outer ring. Okay. We'll start. We're gonna put this here so we know where we started, and it's going to be you there, you there. You there, you there, you there. That right? I'm trying to do a fancy tree farm. Okay, so what I want to do is bind you to this block and see what happens. It's almost out of mana. Okay. Aha, but you can see how far it goes. So then we know that this one needs to be bound to probably here. So I didn't count. But that's going to be the funness, isn't it? So we need to How in the world are we going to make sure that this is set up right? Okay. We've got you to this block. All right. And so that means you need to go here. And then you need to go here. Okay. And then we're gonna bind you to there anyway, even though I don't think it'll reach. But then we're going to do you there. And that one to this one. And that one to this one. Okay. And then so this one will go here. All right. I know there's probably some overlap. It's not perfect, which is okay with me. All right, and you here. You here. And now I don't think I have every single one of these mana, these prisms working, but we'll get there. There's one that I didn't have programmed. So some of it that shot up above these shouldn't have happened. So I need to figure out. I need to do one of these at a time. All right, this guy goes there, there, there. He's run out. All right, and then I don't think that will work, will it? I have... It would make it pretty, but I already have resistance lenses there. Oh wait, but I can dye that. That's what you're saying. Right now I just want to see how I've got things set up. This is going to trigger 2 of these, but... Making sure that one's all set. Okay, so then... Okay, so then we need to do that one. That's the one I don't have configured. So this guy needs to go here. Do you again. All right, and then this one. All right. And that one. Try it again. Okay, that's better. All right, so then this one is not configured. Go there. Granted, I will have this better organized once we get it together. This is just testing. Because that could have gone to this one instead. And I need to count how many I want each one of these to go to, how many trees I want here, blah, 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 blah. All right. So we tested this one, right? They've all been tested. So if we did... an hourglass with 10-second timer. Would this work? These ones it didn't, because it didn't connect. I have to keep that in mind. Yeah, you know what? I don't even know what that is. I don't know what it is. What are you? Directional, but I don't know how to use it or anything. Click the sides. Ah. Okay, so in this here, this spot here, if I had, oops. If I had it like that, That worked. Okay. They're not super cheap, easy early game. So the next question is, I mean, because I don't know if this is enough. We just probably have to fire them frequently. Let's get rid of the blocks that were telling me whether or not I had them configured. I have all the parts now. I have spiders and, I mean, I have a couple, but I have witches, which drop them occasionally too. So let's get several of these just to speed everything up. Uh-huh. Go! Grow! You can do it! I have mushrooms now too, so I can force grow them if I need to. All right. Well, without anima, I wouldn't have even remembered about them. So they're not. It's not something that. Yeah, it's not something I would have recalled. Definitely gonna have to use coarse dirt. Use coarse dirt because otherwise it will spread. And so we need a random carpus to place the saplings. We need a hopper hawk to pick stuff up. I have no idea how much mana this is using since I've got just the creative ones down there. Alright. And agricarnations are going to be added over time because they're a mana consumer. Pretty heavy mana consumer. Sticky redstone. I don't think sticky redstone is in the pack, is it? Oh, here's a good question. Oh, it probably can reach. I was like, how far can a Ranon Carpus reach? Most likely just fine here. Let's put it silly enough. Can we not place it up there? No. That should be the range. Yep, we should be fine there. And oh, it might be too tall, too high up. Okay, so let's put you lower. Let's put you under. So, the middle is right there. We put you here. We should still be able to do an open crate sort of set up nearby, like there, with the floaty hopper hawk. And I would change this a bit, but we're just trying to figure out here. Item frame. I want you to only pick up saplings, please. And then the other hopper hawk. Do I have a chest on me? Is your range still within? No, it needs to be within that, so I need to move you in further. Oops. So, we'll do that. Alright, I took the sand out. That's why it's not running. That. Why are those saplings still sitting there? Why are you up here? This is not even where a tree grew. Alright, so why? You're within range. Maybe it's too low. Like maybe the hopper hawk needs to be lower because they're still just sitting there. Alright, so if we moved you to there, you're still out of range of that. Are you low enough to be picking up? No? Alright, well.
Our struggle as artists is appeasing the crowd. Rather, it's about tending to the broken parts inside of ourselves. We create things as a reflection of this struggle.
Let's put you lower still.
Our perception of self. Then wave isn't necessarily a thing you achieve. Rather, it is a state of mind which you constantly strive toward. This all comes from an understanding that ideas aren't static, but fluid, like water. Be like water.
That's the default to pick up only in item frames. Okay, why aren't you picking these up? You do not have a redstone signal. That is your range. You're only one above. Why aren't you picking those up? It's picking up the logs. And there are saplings there, so why are these not being picked up? I don't know. But this is really pretty. It's pretty. I have no idea how long it'll take us to recreate something like this. But it's certainly pretty. I think it deserves a place in our season 2 world instead of a laser wall. What do you guys think? Just a minute, fellas. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna go feed the cats and grab some more to drink, and I will be right back, so don't go anywhere.